Origin of life and speciation. Certainly, let's explore the topics. So, origin of life. The origin of life is one of the most profound questions in biology and science as a whole. While it remains an area of ongoing research, several theories attempt to explain how life may have emerged on Earth. Abiogenesis, prebiotic chemistry. This theory suggests that life arose from non-living matter through a series of chemical reactions. Key ideas include Miller-Urey experiment in 1953. Stanley Miller and Harold Urey stimulated early Earth conditions in a laboratory experiment. They demonstrated that amino acids, the building blocks of proteins and other organic molecules, could form under these conditions, providing support for the concept of abiogenesis. RNA world hypothesis. RNA, ribonucleic acid, is thought to have played a central role in early life. DNA can store genetic information and catalyze chemical reactions, potentially serving as both a genetic material and an enzyme like a catalyst. So, next, hydrothermal vent hypothesis. Some scientists propose that life may have originated in the deep sea hydrothermal vents. These environments provide a mix of chemical compounds and temperature gradients conducive to formation of organic molecules. Panspermia. This theory suggests that life did not originate on Earth but was brought into our planet from elsewhere in the universe. Microbes or organic molecules could have arrived on comets, meteors, or interstellar dust, providing the building blocks for life. Then speciation. Speciation is the process by which one species splits into two or more distinct species. It is a fundamental concept in evolutionary biology, and several mechanisms can drive speciation, allopatric speciation. In this scenario, geographic isolation plays a crucial role. Populations of single species become separated by a physical barrier such as a mountain range or body of water. Over time, different environmental conditions and genetic changes lead to the evolution of distinct species. Sympatric speciation. Unlike allopatric speciation, sympatric speciation occurs without geographic isolation. Instead, speciation arises within a single population due to factors like disruptive selection or favoring different traits, polyploidy, changes in the number of sets of chromosomes, or habitat differentiation occupying different niches. Then parapatric speciation. This process involves speciation occurring when two populations have limited gene flow due to partial geographic separation or differences in habitats. Over time, these populations evolve distinct characteristics and become separated species. Peripatric speciation. Similar to allopatric speciation, peripatric speciation occurs when a small population becomes isolated from a larger one. Genetic drift and unique selection pressure in a small population can lead to speciation. Then hybridization and reinforcement. Sometimes different species interbreed, leading to hybridization. If hybrid offspring have reduced fitness, natural selection may favor mechanisms that prevent interbreeding between the parent species, reinforcing the speciation process. Then adaptive radiation. Adaptive radiation occurs when a single ancestral species rapidly diversifies into multiple new species, often in response to various ecological opportunities. This process is common in lands or after mass extinction. Genetic divergence. Over time, genetic changes accumulate within populations, leading to reproductive isolation. This divergence can occur through genetic mutations, recombination, and natural selection. In conclusion, the origin of life remains a fascinating field of scientific inquiry with multiple hypotheses exploring how life emerged from non-living matter. While the exact mechanisms are still debated, studies in prebiotic chemistry, hypothermal vents, and the RNA world have provided valuable insights. Speciation, on the other hand, is a well documented process in evolutionary biology. It occurs through various mechanisms, including geographic isolation, disruptive selection, genetic drift, and hybridization, leading to the formation of new species. Then, human ecology and settlement. Human ecology and settlement, understanding the interaction between people and their environment. Human ecology is an interdisciplinary field that examines the relationship between humans and their natural, social, and built environments. Within this field, the study of human settlement patterns and their ecological implications is of paramount importance. Here we delve into the key aspects of human ecology and settlement. Human settlement patterns. Human settlement patterns refer to the ways in which people choose to live, organize their communities, and interact with their surroundings. These patterns are influenced by a complex interplay of cultural, economic, social, and environmental factors. Urbanization. The growth of cities and urban areas due to rural to urban migration is a prominent trend in settlement patterns. Urbanization is driven by factors such as employment opportunities, access to services, and improved quality of life. Rural settlements. Rural areas encompass a range of settlement patterns from dispersed farm states to villages. Agricultural practices, land availability, and cultural traditions shape rural settlement types. Suburbanization. Suburban areas are characterized by sub-residential development in the outskirts of cities. They often offer a compromise between urban amenities and more suburban lifestyle. Environmental impacts. Urban settlement patterns have significant environmental implications affecting ecosystems, resource use, and sustainability. Land use change. The conversion of natural landscapes into urban or agricultural areas can lead to habitat loss, fragmentation, and alterations in local ecosystems. Resource consumption. Urban settlements typically have higher resource consumption rates, including energy, water, and minerals. Managing these resources sustainability is a key challenge. Waste management. The concentration of people in urban areas generates significant waste, requiring recent waste management and recycling patterns to minimize environmental impacts. Then, sustainable settlements. Promoting sustainable human settlements is a critical goal in human ecology. Sustainable settlements aim to minimize negative environmental impacts while enhancing the well-being of residents. Green infrastructure. Sustainable settlements incorporate green spaces, parks, and natural elements into urban planning to improve air quality, mitigate heat islands, and support biodiversity. Mixed land use. Promoting mixed land use within cities encourages shorter commutes, reduces traffic congestion, and fosters like vibrant walkable communities. Then energy efficiency. Sustainable settlements prioritize energy efficient building designs, renewable energy sources, and public transportation systems to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Social and cultural factors. Human ecology acknowledges the importance of social and cultural factors in shaping settlement patterns. Cultural practices. Cultural norms and values influence housing styles, family structure, and community organization within settlements. Community resilience. Strong social ties and community cohesion can enhance the resilience of settlements in the face of environmental challenges such as natural disasters. Urban planning and policy. Effective urban planning and policy play a pivotal role in shaping sustainable human settlements. Zoning and land use regulation. Zoning laws determine how land can be used within a city. These regulations guide the location of residential, commercial, and industrial areas. Then transportation planning. Efficient public transportation systems, pedestrian friendly infrastructure, and bicycle networks are essential components of sustainable urban planning. Housing and affordable housing. Addressing housing affordability and quality is crucial for creating inclusive and equitable settlements. In conclusion, human ecology and settlement studies the dynamic relationship between people and their environments, emphasizing the impact of human settlement patterns on ecosystems, resource use, and sustainability. Achieving sustainable human settlements require interdisciplinary efforts that consider environmental, social, and cultural factors along with effective urban planning and policy implementation. Understanding these complexities is vital for addressing contemporary challenges related to urbanization, resource management, and the quest for sustainable living environments. Ecosystem structure and functions. Ecosystem structure, components, and organization. Ecosystems are complex and dynamic ecological systems that encompasses both living and non-living components. Understanding the structure of ecosystems is fundamental for comprehending their functions and dynamics. Here we'll delve into the key components and organization of ecosystem structure. Abiotic components. Atmosphere. The atmosphere contains gases like nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and water vapor, which are essential for the respiration and photosynthesis of organisms within the ecosystem. It also plays a role in climate regulation. Hydrosphere. The hydrosphere includes all forms of water, from ocean and rivers to groundwater and atmospheric water vapor. Water is vital for life and is a primary medium for nutrient transport and chemical reactions in ecosystems. Lithosphere. Lithosphere comprises the Earth's solid crust and upper mantle. Soil and rocks are integral components of ecosystem, providing physical support for plants, minerals, and nutrients. Edaphic factors. This refers to soil characteristics including its composition, texture, pH, and nutrient content. Soil properties strongly influence plant growth and microbial activity. Then biotic components. Producers autotrophs. Producers are organisms that can synthesize their own food through photosynthesis or chemosynthesis. They form the base of the food chain and include plants, algae, and certain bacteria. Then consumers or heterotrophs. Consumers are organisms that obtain their energy by consuming other organisms. They can be categorized into primary consumers, herbivores, secondary consumers, carnivores or omnivores, and tertiary consumers, top predators. Then decomposers or detritivores. Decomposers play a crucial role in recycling nutrients within ecosystems. They break down dead organic matter such as fallen leaves and dead organisms into simpler compounds. Common decomposers include fungi and bacteria. Detritus. Detritus consists of partly decomposed organic matter, including leaf litter, decaying plants, and animal carcasses. It serves as a food source for detritivores and decomposers. And microorganisms. Microorganisms include bacteria, archaea, and protists and are abundant in ecosystems. They participate in nutrient cycling, decomposition, and symbiotic relationship with plants and animals. Then apex predators. Apex predators are at the top of food chain and have no natural predators. They play a role in controlling lower trophic levels and maintaining ecosystem balance. Trophic levels. Ecosystems are organized into trophic levels based on the position of organisms in the food chain. These levels typically include primary producers. Trophic level 1. Primary producers such as plants are at the first trophic level and convert solar energy into chemical energy through photosynthesis or chemosynthesis. Then primary consumers, trophic level 2. Primary consumers are those feed directly on primary producers. They are the secondary trophic level. Then secondary consumers, trophic level 3. Secondary consumers, which may be carnivores or omnivores, feed on primary consumers and occupy the third trophic level. Then tertiary consumers and beyond, higher trophic levels. Tertiary consumers are at higher trophic levels and may include apex predators. Each successive trophic level represents organisms that consume those from the level below. Functional components. Energy flow. Energy flows through ecosystems in a unidirectional manner, starting with primary producers and moving through consumers and decomposers. The laws of thermodynamics govern this energy transfer. Nutrient cycling. Nutrient cycling involves the movement of essential elements like carbon, nitrogen, and phosphorus through the ecosystem. Decomposers play a crucial role in recycling nutrients from organic matter. Food webs. Ecosystems are often interconnected by complex food webs which depict the numerous feeding relationships among organisms. These webs illustrate the flow of energy and matter through the ecosystem. Habitat type. Ecosystem structure can vary greatly depending on the specific habitat type. Examples include terrestrial ecosystems like forests and grasslands, aquatic ecosystems like lakes and oceans, and transitional ecosystems like wetlands. Succession. Ecosystems can undergo ecological succession, transiting from one stage to another over time. This process involves changes in species composition and ecosystem structure. Then biotic and abiotic components. Biotic and abiotic components in ecosystems, understanding the interplay. Ecosystems are dynamic and complex systems that comprise both biotic, living, and abiotic, non-living components. The interaction between these components is fundamental to the functioning and sustainability of ecosystems. Biotic components. Biotic components include all living organisms within an ecosystem, from microscopic bacteria to large mammals. These components are categorized into various groups based on their ecological roles and functions. Producers. We just mentioned about producers, then consumers, herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores, along with the detritivores. Scavengers are animals that primarily feed on carrion dead animals. Vultures and hyenas are scavengers. Then decomposers. Decomposers, mainly consisting of fungi and bacteria, break down complex organic matter into simpler compounds. They play a vital role in nutrient cycling within ecosystems. Microorganisms. Microorganisms are essential components of ecosystems, contributing to nutrient cycling, decomposition, and symbiotic relationship with other organisms. Bacteria, archaea, and protists are examples. Apex predators. Apex predators are the top of the food chain and have no natural predators. They play a role in controlling lower trophic levels and maintaining ecosystem balance. Examples include large predators like sharks and tigers. And abiotic components. Abiotic components encompass the non-living aspects of ecosystems that provide the physical and chemical environment in which biotic components exist and interact. Atmosphere. The atmosphere consists of gases such as nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and water vapor. It influences climate, weather patterns, and provides oxygen for respiration and carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. Hydrosphere. The hydrosphere encompasses all forms of water, including oceans, rivers, lakes, groundwater, and atmospheric water vapor. Water is essential for life, serving as a medium for chemical reactions and habitat for aquatic organisms. Lithosphere. The lithosphere comprises the Earth's solid crust and upper mantle. Soil and rocks are integral components of the lithosphere, providing physical support for plants and acting as reservoirs for minerals and nutrients.